Do you hate the voices in your head? The ones that are constantly telling you you're not good enough, or you can't do it right, or that there's something wrong with whatever you're working on? Well, today I wanted to share some techniques to combat that voice in your head. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you've come back, this is day 4 of my 30 Days of Gratitude series. And today I'm going to help you win against the voices in your head. And here's kind of, so the reason why I chose this topic for today is yesterday I talked a little bit about the voices in the head and in my head. And I thought that it would be a good idea to kind of talk more about that. And I'm going to put my glasses on. Hopefully we don't get too much glare. But sorry, let me kind of rewind a little bit. So welcome to my channel. My name is Zelina Wieland, and I'm creating this series on the 30 Days of Gratitude, and kind of in honor of the month of November for Thanksgiving, as well as just really feeling it in my heart to share some of the things I've learned over the past few years. And one of the big things that I had to combat in the last few years was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And I can see the glare of my glasses, so sorry. So trying to figure out what I wanted to do, one of the things I had to learn to do was to listen to my inner dialogue. And sometimes my inner dialogue, or that inner voice, is my intuition, or what I'll also refer to as my higher self, which is different than my intuition. And then there's the voices in my head that are based on the experiences I've had. Like, just to give you a good example, my mother becomes that voice, especially usually if somebody hurts me, and this is more in relationship to my children, like if my children drop like a book on my foot or something heavy, I will cuss in Spanish. And I don't really know Spanish very well. I know a few words. My mom could speak Spanish. I don't know if you'd really call it fluently. She's not very good at Spanish. Well, she could speak to other people who spoke Spanish in our community. And so sometimes that comes out. But in also starting to pay attention to that voice, I started paying attention to that voice when I make mistakes, or and I was also paying attention to the feelings I was having as things either got more stressful or weren't going my way. And as part of that, I found out my default emotion was I would jump to upset, then anger. And then I was kind of constantly staying in this state of anger, which was not serving me. So I guess the reason why I'm sharing this is I hope by sharing this will help you recognize the voice and whether or not that voice is telling you the truth, or whether that voice is serving you. And as you learn to recognize that voice, you can start changing what that voice says. And so sometimes I talk back to the voice in my head, and then I've also shifted kind of the things I say to be a little bit kinder. So I'll give one example. So it's easy to make mistakes in my job. I'm doing testing for software development. And before, the thing I would say is I would say, when I would notice a mistake is, "You're stupid." And I would be saying that to myself. And if another person came to my face and said, "You're stupid," I might punch them in the face, because no, I'm not stupid, I'm very smart. And that's one of the kind of the funny things, is that that would be the phrase, because part of my core identity, and that's important to me, is being smart. And I think from a very young age, my mom and dad both told me I was smart, and that was something I really latched onto as being comforting. Because I always thought, if you're smart, you can figure things out, and that would ultimately, you could be successful. So with that, I've kind of shifted the "you're stupid" to "that was stupid." And I've taken it a step further now, was, yeah, that wasn't great, but we can fix it. So in changing that conversation, and it seems like a really easy thing to do, but the key to it is noticing when you're doing it, and then kind of stopping and go, "Let's try that again," or "Let's do it over." Or, like for me, I like the do-over. I'm like, okay, wait, do-over, kind of rewind in my head and go, "That wasn't great," or "That wasn't the smartest thing," or "That wasn't the best option, but it's fixable. How can we move forward?" And it seems really simple, but it felt like forever. It probably took a couple months of stop, pay attention, and shifting, or changing the dialogue. And because it's my head, I can say whatever I want in here. And that's one of the things I'm had to start reminding myself is, just reminding myself that how I move forward is more important. So because I can shift that voice in my head, and I'm very kind of self-conscious, so I'm very aware that I don't tell myself lies. So I don't tell myself I'm, super model thin, but I can tell myself that I'm beautiful the way I am. Or, if I don't like how I look, well, can I change it? Can I go comb my hair? Can I put on makeup? Can I do things to make myself feel better? And that has been the biggest key, is making myself feel better and working towards like the solution and not dwelling on the problem. And I did touch a little bit about that. And one of the other things, and kind of how this ties back to gratitude, and I'll wrap up here in a minute, is sometimes when I'm having a little bit harder time letting go of the mistake, is giving myself a little bit of grace and going, okay, can I be grateful for the mistake? What good came out of finding this error now? Or even sometimes, just stopping and going, man, I'm so glad I found the problem now instead of later. And like in software development, one of the big things is it's cheaper to fix a defect earlier than it is later, because the farther down the line it gets, a lot of times it's more expensive to fix later. So even just shifting that perspective from, wow, that was a big mistake, or wow, that didn't work out, to, I'm glad I found it now and I can fix it now. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And thank you for watching this far. And if you like the content, please, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these. And I'd love to hear your thoughts or feedback, or, if you apply this practice, let me know how it works out for you. So with that, I'm going to close, and thank you so much. Have a great day.